things that Nancy Pelosi said. I think we mentioned this last week, that Nancy said one of the motivations for impeaching Trump is that he would not be able to run in 2024, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So I did come across a CNN article that fact checked that, and that's not accurate.
Really?
Yeah. So,
And CNN fact checked that.
yeah, it was interesting.
Huh.
A viral tweet claims that impeaching President Donald Trump for a second time would mean he would lose the ability to run for president in 2024. That's not true, nor are other claims in the tweet. The tweet was posted on Friday. It says the following: for those wondering if it's worth impeaching this time, it means he would lose his pension, he'd lose his $1 million a year travel allowance, and he would lose his full Secret Service detail. And number 4, he would lose his ability to run in 2024. It's inaccurate in multiple ways. Trump would lose his post-presidency pension only if the House voted to impeach him and the Senate voted to remove him from office, which he's going to be out of office.
Yeah.
Impeachment itself without removal would not result in Trump being denied any benefits. Well, we already know that because he was impeached once already. It's not like the second impeachment does something different, right?
Right.
By the way, I did have the thought that, and maybe I said this last week too, but he was impeached once, he's impeached a second time, and everyone's saying, well, he is the first president ever to be impeached twice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my question is, will if the Senate fails to convict a second time, which they are going to fail to do it before he's out of office, but if they don't take it up, will Nancy Pelosi get credit for being the first Speaker of the House to have 2 failed impeachments that don't result in conviction? So
I guess so.
yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's the reality, but they are not they're not going to do that. Nobody's
Right.
going to actually
Talk
say
about that.
So the second thing is the law makes clear that presidents who have lifetime Secret Service protection never get a $1 million travel allowance. It's unclear that Trump would lose lifetime Secret Service protection even if the Senate voted to remove him and prohibit him from running. I mean, he still is a former president.
Right.
I imagine they're still going to
Like if
protect
anything.
him.
Right. And even if he does lose all that,
Yeah, go ahead.
even if he does lose all that, he's still a billionaire who can hire his own security detail, and like he doesn't need $1 million travel allowance every year.
Right.
You know?
I wouldn't mind it if it was still provided, but yeah, he can, and I think there are plenty of supporters who would take on that task gladly.
Yeah.
But even a Senate vote to remove Trump would not prohibit him from running in 2024. For the Senate to ban him from the presidency, it would have to hold an additional vote on this question. And I did hear, I don't know if it's accurate, but I did hear that censuring him would remove his ability to run in 2024, which they could have done that instead of impeaching him. But it's almost like Nancy Pelosi wanted to just prove herself right with her first, go at impeachment, and
Yep.
so I think that's what's going on here. It seems odd. I'm intrigued by the 10 Republicans who decided to vote for impeachment,
Including our own representative.
Yeah, John Katko voted to impeach. I think he was the first to announce that he would. I actually reached out to him. I'd love to hear what his reasoning was for that. But yeah, and then
He'd be reaching a lot of people if he did
what's that?
come on the show or give you a speech.
We could invite him onto the show and have him explain it right on the show to all of our listening audience, and explain his reasoning, his thought process there. I do know he's making the rounds with local, well, a lot of local groups, but including Republican committees to explain to them what he's thinking with that. And I think it's probably just a matter of his conscience and what he needed to do. I'm sure there's some
And
political calculations there, but
he has a history of responding to his constituents, and I saw, I think, 5 or 6 separate petitions for him to vote to veto or to impeach. So
yeah, I mean, he's in a district that is split, and he I think he won fairly strongly, but it was a competition, and so he does have other constituents. He also has a history of not always going alongside Trump, right? He did not endorse him in 2016. He or in the primary, I think he endorsed somebody else. Maybe he endorsed him later on with something else. Or yeah, no, he did not endorse him with 2016, but he endorsed him in 2020, and that was because of his track record, although he still had his concerns. And so I think that really is what it comes down to: is he's had his concerns all along, and he sees this. He sees the griping by Trump about the election integrity, and he hasn't seen evidence of that. He is a former prosecutor, and he's saying, hey, there's no evidence, and you continue to hype this up. And so I think he's really coming at it from that angle.